podium. Ms. Moore-Vinos, please be seated. Good morning. Welcome, Mr. Flesch. Are you able to hear me on the Zoom call?
I can hear you, Judge.
Excellent. I've got you here in open court and on the record. Ms. Shannon Moore is present here in court. I'm calling the matter of Shannon Moore. This is case number 034437M. Recall, Ms. Moore, this is a case in which you had previously entered not guilty pleas to charges of trespass and general regulation violation, a trash violation.
Okay.
And court records show that you had previously failed to appear for a properly ordered court date on March 2nd of 2021. You were granted a personal recognizance bond for a previous date, and I think you had continued to today's date. I apologize for the delay in calling your case this morning. You were set for a 9:30 setting this morning. We were waiting for court-appointed counsel to appear, and I appreciate seeing Mr. Flesch hop into action here via Zoom. Mr. Flesch, please enter your appearance on Ms. Moore's behalf.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Kevin Flesch on behalf of Shannon Moore, who appears in custody, or in the
I can't hear
courtroom.
what he's saying.
We're appearing virtually.
Excellent. City, I assume, Mr. Flesch, we have not had an opportunity to consult with City today?
We have not, Judge, and we're still waiting for discovery.
Understood. How does City wish to proceed? Do you have any thoughts here?
Your Honor, City would like to just get a trial date. Some of the discovery is in excess of what we can email, so we need to have opposing counsel just probably send his assistant Katrina down with a thumb drive.
Okay.
As far as the offense report, the world of discoverable evidence includes, sorry, the internet's moving slowly.
Mr. Flesch, do you feel like another pretrial would make sense? Do the parties have an opportunity to consult today to try to see if there can come to some agreement or no?
Well, without having the discovery, we're a little bit behind the eight ball on that, so I would ask for just another pretrial setting if the court will allow. And we can certainly set for a trial date and then some sort of other hearing prior to that so that the prosecutor and I can speak after getting the discovery.
Okay. And City, you want to object to a pretrial request, is that correct?
Absolutely, Your Honor. This case is so old. We've got body cam, dash cam, offense report, Miss Benson's recording, where the defendant admits the trespass. We need a trial date today.
I need to speak to have representation. I've not even heard from a lawyer on this. Not been represented one day of this.
Understood.
That's against my rights, is it not?
Given that
I'm entitled to legal counsel, am I not?
you are.
Okay.
And I'm going to grant a request for a continuance in this matter, given that Mr. Flesch has not had an opportunity to review discovery and that he believes some additional pretrial would make sense here. And Ms. Moore, that's going to give you an opportunity to have a more substantive conversation with your attorney.
Thank you.
And the prosecutor in this case, first and foremost, to see if you can come to any agreement on how to proceed, and secondarily, after reviewing discovery, to set the matter for a trial if that's your desire, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, if I may, we have the person that needs to be subject to the subpoena sitting over there. We need a trial date.
Regan is a homeless advocate that gives me a ride down here.
Hang on just a second. Mr. Flesch, you want to respond to that?
Judge, I'm fine to set a trial date. I just would like a pretrial beforehand because we still may be able to resolve the matter.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
The city would be fine
and
with,
so if you want, we can set a trial date today, knowing that we have a speedy trial timeline running from March 30th. So we could set the trial a bit out and set a pretrial prior to proceeding to that trial date.
That'd be fine. Defense has no objection to that.
Ms. Moore, any questions or concerns about that?
Yes, that's not what I want to do. I want a pretrial. Seems like nobody's even, I'm not even getting any counsel on this. It's just being decided for me, so.
And Judge, if the defendant is willing to waive speedy trial, we could toll speedy trial at this point and set it for pretrial.
I mean, I could pay a fine and be done with this. This is a municipal ticket, and I appreciate that it's important. I have to take up work. I don't eat on these days I have to come down here. I'm homeless. I live on the streets. I don't eat when I have to take a whole day off work to come down here to have people not show up and just take my time.
Yes, ma'am. And again, apologies for the delay and for, on behalf of your attorney, for not appearing at the appropriate
Not trying to
time.
call me. I've not received a voicemail from them, nothing. Nothing, there's been no contact attempted to me, none.
And I'm happy to meet with Ms. Moore today. Our office is very close to the courthouse. We can give her the address and she can come over right now. I'm in the office.
You guys are in the Chase building, right?
Yep, 333 West Hampden, it's Suite 750 on the 7th.
I didn't know if I can get a ride over there at this point.
I
And you
understand.
can walk, it's like 2 blocks.
So hearing all of that, the city still, though, objects to continuance without a trial date today, correct?
Correct, Your Honor. We just need a trial date and time so that way we can have effective service of the subpoena.
And defense wish to be heard further on that matter. I know.
Yeah, Judge, this is what I would suggest. I would ask that we, with the defendant's agreement, that we toll Speedy until the pretrial. We then set that date, and then we can set a trial date, within speedy trial after that, so that we have additional time, so that the people then have a trial date, but at the same time, we're not compressed in time because of the current speedy trial date, so that we may be able to lengthen the period of time and both sides get what they want in the sense of a trial date and also a pretrial to give Ms. Moore the opportunity to speak with us.
And generally, that makes sense to me. I think the city is raising an issue regarding desire for service of a subpoena for a trial date that hasn't been set yet. And that, do you understand that argument?
Yeah, and what I'm saying is that we would toll until, so we would know exactly what the pretrial date is and the tolling date, so we could start the speedy trial today, essentially tolled until that date, and then set a trial date after that, so we could get both matters set, so that the people have a trial date and we also have a pretrial.
But the trial date wouldn't be set until the next pretrial? Is that your suggestion?
I would say we set it today in contemplation of what that pretrial date was, or is.
Yeah. I think we're on the same page there.
If I'm understanding correctly, city's fine doing another pretrial, and then as long as we have some sort of date that I can list on the subpoena.
Yeah, and I think if Ms. Moore wants to push that out a ways, I think what Mr. Flesch is suggesting, that if she wants to waive speedy again, that we could set that out a little bit further and maybe set the pretrial out sometime in a few weeks. I think it's just a matter of how quickly Ms. Moore wants to move. Do you want to set the next pretrial as soon as possible, or do you want to set it out a few weeks after you've had an
2 weeks would be
opportunity?
great because I've got to make up for the day I've lost work already.
Yeah, okay. And so my thought is we could set a new pretrial in about 3 weeks' time. Is that comfortable for you, Ms. Moore?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
And then we could set the trial date towards the end of the speedy trial timeline in about 75 days, somewhere in that range.
Yes.
Satisfactory by the city.
Yes, Your Honor.
And my hope is that we can have a meaningful conversation at Ms. Moore's next appearance and firm up that decision to proceed to trial or perhaps reach some other disposition in the matter. Does that make sense to you, Ms. Moore? Do you have
Yes, it does.
questions about that?
Thank you, sir. Yes.
You're very welcome. And again, apologies for the weirdness on your appearance today.
Okay.
Mr. Flesch, do you plan to appear moving forward, or should I expect Mr. Landry's appearance?
I'll put it on my calendar, we'll make sure that I'm here.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate you substituting in, and I understand that there was some emergency issue that Mr. Landry ran into today. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's actually in another municipality that was taking longer than we expected to take.
Understood. Okay. Any other questions or concerns from city's perspective?
None from the city, Your Honor. If I could get the trial date, that way I can fill out the remainder of the subpoena.
Yes. Why don't we pick the next date since we've got Mr. Flesch here, and maybe you can open up your calendar and we can order these on the record here just to avoid any future confusion.
Absolutely, all ready, Judge.
You ready for that? So you may have to help me pick some calendar dates and see if Mr. Flesch is available and acceptable to Ms. Moore. Trial date should be relatively easy. Is there any preference on days of the week or time? I'm anticipating no more than a half day for a trial to the court on this matter. Is that in line with everybody's expectations?
That should be fully satisfactory.
Agreed.
That sounds like a good day, so that would be August 1st, Tuesday.
That works for my calendar.
Available all day.
Morning or afternoon?
Any preference there?
No preference.
That's a Tuesday, so I should be clear any time of day.
Let's set it for a 9 a.m. And that should give us adequate time in the morning to resolve that issue, hopefully before the lunch hour or certainly before in custody docket at 1 o'clock. Then we're looking for a pretrial date out about 3 weeks. Sorry, bear with me, clerks. Got to get that one into the system before we pull up the calendar on the next one. How about May 25th? That's a Thursday at 9:30 a.m.
Works for the city, Your Honor.
Flesch, Mr. Flesch, that work okay for you?
Let me take 1 second here, please.
Ms. Moore, is that okay for you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that works. At what time?
9:30?
That works perfect.
Okay, excellent. So 9:30 a.m. We'll get you both of those dates in writing, Mr. Flesch. You'll accept service on her behalf, right?
Oh, yes.
And Ms. Moore, unless you have other questions or concerns, you're free to go.
Okay, thank
Do
you.
you
Can I-
have information on how to contact your attorneys?
I don't, that's what I need also.
Let's go to the front counter and provide that
Perfect.
information to you. So you've got Mr. Flesch's contact information.
Thank you.
He's saying he's available now if you wanted to
I
consult with
I
him.
will confer with my ride and see what I can do and let you know either way.
Okay.
Okay.
And Ms. Moore, and I apologize for my associate not being there this morning at 9:30, but please, if you'd like to speak this morning, please come to my office. I'm available.
Okay. I'll do my
Thank
best,
you for that,
Lucy. I
Mr. Flesch.
just don't have rides.
Understood, Ms. Moore, and I appreciate your
Thank you.
appearance today to try to resolve this matter. And I
Your
look
Honor,
forward
if
to
I
some
may,
successful resolution of this matter, hopefully in the very
Thank
near
you.
future, okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
If I may make a record of service of process upon Ms. Benson.
You may, I guess.
I just have a question why whatever his issue with her is, why that's being put on my case. It's been in my documents.
I apologize,
Nothing-
Ms.
She's
Moore.
a
I don't know
homeless
if I
advocate
can-
that gave me a ride down here, and that's all she's doing.
Understood. And, obviously at this point, the court's not making any sort of determinations. I think they're simply saying that she may have some information that may be helpful if the case actually proceeds to a trial. The court's not making any determinations today about,
Okay.
any of that. It certainly happens at their own volition of who they think would be beneficial to their case at their discretion. Does that
Yes.
make sense?
Okay.
So, I'm not making any determinations
She's gonna be
about
put on the
that.
record, I'm gonna be put on the record. She's just my homeless advocate and, does a
I
lot of great things
understand,
for
and
people.
appreciate your support in this
Thank
matter,
you.
Ms. Benson, as well. Good luck to you, Ms. Moore. If you'll step out these double doors, take a left, go up to the front counter, we'll get you that information on the attorney. Thank you, City. Thank you, Mr. Flesch. Everyone have a wonderful morning.
Thank you, and Mr. Flesch, just give me a call when you get a chance. I'll go over the discoverable evidence and give you some background.
Okay, what